Welcome to Rhodes Hall, headquarters of the Georgia Trust for Historic Preservation. Built by Amos Giles Rhodes in 1904, Rhodes Hall originally stood on 114 acres of undeveloped land here on Peachtree Street, north of downtown Atlanta. Designed by noted Georgia architect Willis F. Denny II, Rhodes Hall is a rare example of Romanesque Revival residential architecture. Constructed of Stone Mountain granite, Rhodes Hall is perhaps the most opulent of the many great houses built along Peachtree Street in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Only 4 of these homes still stand, and only 2 remain substantially intact, one of those being Rhodes Hall.
Amos Giles Rhodes moved to Atlanta from Kentucky in the 1870s. He married Amanda Daugherty and had 2 children, Joseph and Luana. Rhodes started A.G. Rhodes & Son, the company that would become Rhodes Furniture and grow to include a chain of furniture stores from Richmond to Miami to Little Rock. Amos Rhodes' success was due in large part to the installment payment plans he set up for his customers. On a trip to Europe in 1899, Rhodes was so inspired by the castles he saw in the German Rhineland, he decided to construct his own castle on Peachtree Street. In 1901, Mr. Rhodes bought undeveloped land here on Peachtree Street and built the house he called Le Rêve, or the Dream, for $50,000. Following Rhodes' death in 1928, the home was deeded to his 2 children, Joseph and Luana. Having well-established homes of their own, they deeded the home to the state of Georgia with 2 conditions. 1, it could never be sold, and 2, it had to be used for state or historical purposes. In 1930, the house was renamed Rhodes Memorial Hall and opened as the new State Archives building. In 1983, the Georgia Trust for Historic Preservation, a statewide preservation nonprofit, started leasing the building from the state for use as its headquarters. Today, the Georgia Trust is responsible for all restoration and maintenance of the building and grounds here at Rhodes Hall. Beginning in 2013, the 109-year-old structure underwent a $1.5 million green restoration, which made it energy efficient and, through a pilot project with South Face Energy Institute, gave it a Historic Sustainable certification. Because of the Georgia Trust's ongoing stewardship, Rhodes Hall serves as a restoration model for other historic properties around the state. The reception hall was the first room visitors saw when they entered the home of Amos and Amanda Rhodes. It was designed to impress and embrace the visitors with its opulence. The Honduran mahogany woodwork and ornate coffered ceiling was glazed to look like gold, and murals, painted by Georgia artist Lorenzo Coppage, encircle the room. They depict various river and coastal properties in the state of Florida owned by Amos Rhodes. The grand staircase was removed for a period of time when Rhodes Hall served as the state archives, but was restored to its former location in the reception hall in 1991. Amos Rhodes wanted every new technology he could have, including electricity. Over 300 electric light bulbs lit the home when it was completed. However, electricity did not run all day and sometimes did not run at night either. Wall sconces and chandeliers in Rhodes Hall were duly equipped with gas lighting, which could be turned on when power was unavailable. The parquet floors are quarter-sawn oak bordered with mahogany, maple, and walnut. Amos and Amanda Rhodes only used the parlor on formal occasions, such as their daughter Luana's second wedding in 1905. The Rhodes grandchildren called it the throne room. The parlor includes a sophisticated mix of 18th century French styles, primarily Louis XVI. The woodwork was finished in a glazed paint called Old Ivory. The walls are upholstered with rose-colored silk damask, and from the elaborate plasterwork of the ceiling hangs a crystal and gold-plated chandelier. The dining room was done in the arts and crafts style, a new design trend in Atlanta at the turn of the 20th century. It is the only room in the house that retains all of its original furnishings. Its banquet table extends to 12 feet, providing ample room for the Rhodes' original oak chairs. Dishes served from the built-in sideboards were amplified against the mirrored background. The face of the large Bavarian cuckoo clock was carved from a single block of walnut, and the series of still life paintings depicting fish, fruit, and fowl emphasized the room's theme of plenty. The den was Amos Rhodes' favorite sitting room, a relaxing and cozy place for him to listen to the Atlanta Crackers baseball team on the radio. The room's decorative scheme revolves around the Cove ceiling mural, which features scenes of indigenous peoples as well as Western Americana. Artifacts such as a bow and arrow originally hung on the walls. Amos Rhodes traveled through the Southwest when his daughter Luana was living there, and he designed the den to reflect his love of the region. Called the library in the architect's plans for the house, this room lacked storage space for books. When Amos and Amanda Rhodes lived here, the library functioned more as a large sitting room or music room, with a piano in one corner. The original mural on the Cove ceiling depicts the sky, and the three corners represent the fine arts: music, literature, and painting. The second floor contained the bedrooms with simpler architectural detailing than the rooms on the main floor. On the third floor were 3 finished rooms. Above that, a room at the 4th level of the tower served as a playroom for the Rhodes grandchildren. A combined carriage house and servants' quarters stood just across Spring Street.
While the original 100 acres that surrounded Rhodes Hall, not to mention the view down Peachtree Street, has changed dramatically in the last 100 years, the home's interior remains much the same as it did in Amos and Amanda Rhodes' time. The space they created and inhabited lives on through the work of the Georgia Trust for Historic Preservation. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you at Rhodes Hall, the castle on Peachtree Street.